South Korea. The countries are going to square off again Sunday in Chicago. The Americans also with 2 games scheduled for the month of November. They're going to be taking on Sweden and Costa Rica. And we are so happy right now to be joined by Alex Morgan. We're not going to see you on the pitch tonight, but if you can hear the crowd, they're very excited to just
it's pretty loud.
In Charlotte, we know you've been battling a knee injury since the World Cup, so tell us how you're feeling and when we can see you back in action.
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm in physical therapy and just like progressing slowly, taking my time because I want to make sure it's done right this time. So getting that in LA, and I'm happy to be here supporting the team, but obviously bummed I'm not playing.
Al, you had a huge year, winning the World Cup. Just came back from being nominated for the best player on the planet. What has this year meant, and how do you stay motivated going forward?
Yeah, this year has been tremendous. I feel like I've done really well with the national team. At the World Cup, I had a good showing. Our entire team did, really. So I'm really happy with the performance that I put out during the World Cup and before that. Now it's just back to getting healthy. Obviously, that's motivation in itself. You know that. And it's just, getting back out there, going again for the Olympics.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty easy to stay motivated.
Yeah, we like winning things.
Yeah.
Alex, you're outspoken, certainly off the field. It's one of the things I love about you. So I'm going to get you to think about things, maybe bigger picture, right?
Okay.
If I put you in charge of the United States Soccer Federation, what are some of the things that you would do immediately?
I think something that's important is like starting from the youth up, and so it's starting with the under 14 teams, under 17 teams, and kind of having like an identity within those teams, something that replicates one that the coach is going to come in and implement and show within the within the full team. So I think that's very important. I also think just the structure of the U.S. soccer sanctioned, not tournaments, but leagues and everything that it oversees, I think could be done better in terms of diversifying and allowing more kids to gain access to play this sport. I think it cuts off a lot of kids from being able to play because of the price, really.
You've had a summer of tremendous, tremendous accomplishments, and I wanted to ask you about one of your teammates from Orlando. Sydney Leroux Dwyer got back on the field recently, last week, just 3 months after she had a baby.
Yeah.
She's back playing professional soccer, and you see the picture of her, and it was so touching. She talked about in a tweet what this meant to her this past year, filled with so many ups and downs, but I made a promise to myself that I would come back. She did come back. What did you think when you saw this, Alex?
Yeah, I'm so fortunate to have her as my teammate for the last 10 plus years, and then obviously as a club teammate as well in Orlando. She's worked so hard to get back and is such a great mom. Obviously is juggling having her husband as well, being a professional soccer player. It's not easy, and so for her to step on that field again, I know it was long awaited, and she's been training hard with us for the last month or so, and so it was so great to see her back on that field after having 2 kids. I mean, what a super mom.
Yeah, she is. What a role model she is, and so we just wanted to pay Sydney some love. We love you. We can't wait to see her back. Alex, we can't wait to see you back in action. This will be a stress-free game for you.
Yeah.
So enjoy this one.
I will. Okay, thanks, guys.
Alex Morgan with us. When we come back, we are getting set for the U.S. taking on South Korea. Ali Krieger is going to be honored tonight. She's notched her 100th cap. We'll see her, although she won't be in action in the game. We congratulate her. JP and Ali getting ready to set to take this thing over at South Korea in the U.S. next.
This match on FS1 is sponsored by Volkswagen, the presenting partner of U.S. Soccer.
Welcome, everyone. Fireworks pregame here at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina for this international friendly United States versus South Korea, part of the women's national team victory tour. First of 2 games versus South Korea. The other one will be Sunday in Chicago. With Ali Wagner, I'm JP Delacamera. Still some things to play for here. Some players, some healthy players tonight, but also there'll be a good half a dozen players that we won't see due to injury.
Yeah, I mean, that's the blessing and the curse of the World Cup year, where you've got a lot of players that are coming off a long season. They're managing both club and country. So it's the right decision, if they're not fully fit, to sit them and to give opportunity to other players.
Still minutes away from our kickoff on a night where Ali Krieger, who's one of those players that's injured, honored for her 100th cap. She's had a good career with the U.S. national team, spent a couple of years away from the team, so it was a bit of a surprise selection, if you will, but she came through and she was needed.
Yeah, I mean, it was a massive surprise. I mean, this was a player that we thought was written off the list in Jill Ellis's eyes, and outside back position was not as deep as anticipated, and she found her way back in. I mean, credit to her and the commitment and the self-belief that she had to continue to push on and earn that position.
104 appearances for Ali Krieger. We saw her in 3 games and 1 start at the Women's World Cup. Tonight is a night in front of these fans in Charlotte, North Carolina, where this U.S. women's national team is going to celebrate 4 trophies. No other team in Women's World Cup history can make that claim. They added a 4th star on their jersey on a journey that began with the very first World Cup way back in 1991. So far back, Ali, before you were in playing time anyway, and it wasn't even called the World Cup back then.
What was it
just
called?
The World Championship. And nobody knew about it back then. No social media, no big victory parade when they came back. But college players like Mia Hamm, Christine Lilly, and others did get the job done and really set the pace for what was to come in the following decades.
I mean, you think about those players and the way that the generations that have followed in their footsteps, that have inspired really the generation that we've seen this past year in the World Cup. I think it's really remarkable.
To win that World Cup, they had to go all the way to China to get that done.
Did
This
you
is
call
the
it?
one. Yeah. No, I did not, actually. The one we remember, though, was 1999. That was the year that Brandi Chastain had that amazing penalty kick, and Ryan Ascari made a brilliant save, or 2.
As to Christine Lilly.
Christine Lilly clearing it off the crossbar, right?
I mean, those are iconic moments.
Yeah.
Those are moments that built these stars, like Megan Rapinoe, and the environment that those women created for these players to go on and do what they did that last summer.
It was a long drought, wasn't it? And then back-to-back Women's World Cups. Memorable moments, memorable players. All the games, the last couple of World Cups here on Fox. Waiting the arrival, the teams out of the tunnel. The U.S. will make some changes. We showed you the starting lineup earlier. You can see it at the bottom of your screen now. Some players will hope to take advantage tonight of some extended minutes that they haven't seen in the past. Mallory Pugh being one of them, Emily Sonnet being another.
I'd add Ali Long to that list as well.
South Korea has brought 13 players from the Women's World Cup. It was disappointing for them. They were in a very tough group. Only scored 1 goal, conceded 8, lost all 3 games. But to have to open up in that first game against France, who was one of the World Cup favorites, in France as well, tough chore for them. Teams lining up side by side. Still a few minutes away from the kickoff. The Ali Krieger ceremony for 100 cap and the national anthems of the 2 countries as well. And then we will kick this off. The U.S. has not played in Charlotte since the year 2000, so it's been a long time away from Charlotte, North Carolina. We're expecting some 25,000 on hand tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn to midfield for a special presentation. On May 16th against New Zealand in St. Louis, Missouri, Ali Krieger played in her 100th career match for her country. Ali becomes the 38th female player in the U.S. history to hit the century mark. Here to recognize this accomplishment accomplishment, please welcome U.S. Soccer Vice President Cindy Parlow-Cone and U.S. Women's National Team General Manager Kate Markgraf as they present Allie with a commemorative watch designed by U.S. Soccer's timekeeping partner, Tag Heuer, in honor of her 100th match for U.S. Women's National Team. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing and welcome singer-songwriter Clarka Wycliffe to sing tonight's Star Spangled Banner.
We're just about set for this one. USA versus South Korea, the 12th time that they have met. The best that South Korea could do is a couple of draws against the USA. 9 previous losses, including 2 back in 2017. Let's go downstairs and hear from Alex Curry on the sideline. Alex.
Abby Dahlkemper made her presence known at her first World Cup, playing the most minutes for any U.S. field player. And when I asked Jill Ellis about Abby's performance, she called her Iron Woman. Jill Ellis talked a lot about how much her confidence has grown over the years, which has led to her consistency on both sides of the ball. She said defensively, the amount of situations she's been put in and tested under fire, she came through and she proved that she could do it. And when I asked Abby about playing for Jill, she said the biggest thing for her is how much her confidence has grown, and that's because Jill believed in her and she invested in her. And she just said she is so thankful to have been able to play under Jill Ellis and witness what she's been able to do for women's soccer.
Well, Dahlkemper's a very good story. You see what she did in the World Cup, all of those minutes that she played, but also she and Kristen Press are the only two that have played in all 20 games this year. Hwang In-soon is the interim head coach. We say interim head coach, the first head coach from last year, Yoon Duk-gyu, left. They hired someone else. There was a scandal there from verbal and physical abuse from a previous coaching stint. So that person is gone, and now it's Hwang In-soon, and who knows for how long as the captains meet. And it's nice that they're letting Ali Krieger come out there for this ceremony, in that she is not expected to play at all tonight. Not even listed on the subs bench. They barely have 6 players. Our match officials are there. Jillian Martindale from Barbados will be in charge of this one. And the change in captain there, that's Kim Hae-ri. Normally the captain is Cho So-hyun, but she plays overseas in England, so they wanted to go with somebody that had been more with the team in Korea.
Especially considering that In-soon had only 5 training sessions with this squad, so they wanted to get some consistency.
Yeah, if you want to know the difference, you know, the gap between some of these teams, consider that, you know, the U.S. since coming back has already played in 3 Victory Tour games. They've got these 2 here. They've got another couple of games in November. And South Korea has not played a game since their last game against Norway. So it's tough to improve and close that gap when you're not playing games.
But a big thing for this squad is turnover. So they're bringing a lot of young players into the fold. They didn't do that in this last World Cup, and so it's going to be a new generation that's going to come through, and I think we're going to see some changes.
South Korea's in white, USA in red tonight. Megan Rapinoe's first game in a USA jersey since the Women's World Cup final. She's played a few games with her club team, Reign FC, but was injured and unable to play in the previous games on this victory tour. We await the whistle from Jillian Martindale to get this one underway from Charlotte, North Carolina. Thanks for joining us tonight here on FS1. Rose Lavelle is over the ball, joined by Julie Ertz. And now Ertz will peel off, and it's Lavelle on her own. Underway from Charlotte. Long ball immediately from Dahlkemper. It's going to go deep in South Korea territory. First touch is from the goalkeeper, Kim Min-jung, who was the goalkeeper in all 3 games, all those losses in France this summer. She was not expected to be the starting goalkeeper. They had a couple of injuries, and she had to get the job done.
Right, I mean, so this is just her 7th cap today, so consider that. 3 of which coming in that World Cup.
Yeah, and she didn't get much help at that World Cup. As Alexi mentioned before, 4 of the 8 goals they conceded were on set pieces. Very limited marking there on those set pieces. A couple of those goals came in that France game, the opener that we did.
And she just has trouble coming off her line, so you can be sure the U.S. is going to look to take advantage of that tonight.
Throwing from the near sideline, it's off the chest of Lavelle. Collected and then given away. Selgi in the middle. That's clipped ahead, Ali Long. She almost got taken out. It's going to be a throw-in for the U.S. It's another U.S. throw-in. To the right, Sana offside. Put back into play by the South Korean goalkeeper, Kim Min-jung. Sonnet starting at right back. That's Kelly O'Hara's spot, but O'Hara among those injured. She is here on this trip with her team, but not able to play.
And we'll see if Sonnet gets forward as often as Kelly O'Hara typically does. I know on this right side, JP, with Lavelle and Pugh, Jill Ellis is asking Pugh to stay wide and really isolate herself 1v1. That'll create space underneath for Lavelle if she wants to receive in the pocket or dart through in the channel if they pull that outside back out. But Sonnet's going to have to be the one that stays home more often and provides that balance.
Chung Seo-gi will push it back to his Ha, and that ball lost out. Another USA throw-in. Sonnet, whose club team is Portland. They're one of 4 teams to qualify for the upcoming NWSL playoffs. North Carolina Courage win their 3rd straight regular season title, even though there's still another week of play next week. Pass from Sauerbrunn to the outside. Dunn was after it. Taken away. Ji Soo-yoon on the move. In the box. Trying to make her cut and then lost it there. Julie Ertz with the pick. Long. Dunn.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, Imson said she wanted her team to be more aggressive, be more attacking-minded than under Yoon Guk-yeol in the World Cup. And you're seeing already them initiating pressure high up the pitch.
Hugh, nice. Ertz calling for it as Lavelle. It's deflected. Goalkeeper was late coming off the line. That almost could have fallen to Carly Lloyd, who was upfield. Terrific initial pass, though. 4th minute of play on this right side. Solid ball all the way back. Sauerbrunn plays for the Utah Royals. All of the players on this U.S. squad playing NWSL. Long ball for Lloyd. Carly with goals in 3 straight games in his victory tour on the cup. Pulling it back and then gave that ball away. And knocked out of play. Crystal Dunn back at her normal left back position. We say normal. Such a versatile player, and who knows when the new coach takes over, will Crystal Dunn still be a left back, or will she play higher up the field like she does with her club team?
Such a good question.
Answer is TBD, right?
Yeah, and it's a bad turnover by her, yeah.
Ji Soo-yoon, and then lost it. Back to goalkeeper Ashlyn Harris. He would flip it ahead. Harris wearing the captain's armband. Taken away. Kim Hae-ri going back to goal, a little bit slow, but Kim Min-jung was able to move it. Chung Seo-gi, one of the 13 players in the South Korean squad that saw action in this last World Cup in France.
And one of the interesting stories for the South Korean side, Yoon Guk-yeol employed her as that left back, but in club she was an attacking player. Left mid really.
Way by Lim Sung-ju. Driven in toward the box. Lloyd was there, couldn't get it. Tackled away. Can South Korea counter? 4 in the attack. The numbers in red outnumber them. The U.S. came back quickly in transition defense. Ball lost again. 17 on the ball. Lee safe. Kim Hae-yoon. Kim Hae-ri almost lost it. Recovers. Deflected ball ahead. Find Cho. Lee Se-yoon wanting to go wide. Chung Seo-gi couldn't get it. Sonnet can. Pugh dropping it back. Picked off. A little sloppy initially. What a great idea that was from Ji Soo-yoon, but it was intercepted. But she saw the runner. Ertz. Dunn to the outside. Just a bit of a slow start for the U.S. Offside flag going up. And Carly Lloyd.
I just think it's a different approach that they weren't expecting from South Korea. The initiation of the pressure's higher, and I'm looking at how compact South Korea is. U.S. has to stretch him in behind. With Carly Lloyd in there, now Alex Morgan running the channels isn't necessarily a strong suit. Yes, she made that early run on. But I think the U.S. has to soften them up and just play a little more direct early on.
Up for Ha, who heads it out. She was looking for Chong Sel-gi on that side. Rose Lavelle had the goal of the week this past week in the NWSL. If you haven't seen it, go online. It's a beauty. In the game against North Carolina Courage. Takeaway there. Long shot from distance. You're not going to beat Ashlyn Harris from that far out.
It's a really good idea, though. I think she was trying to chip her.
Throwing for the U.S. Decided to take it in the 8th minute. U.S. riding a lot of streaks, winning 16 consecutive games. They're unbeaten in 19. Shutout streak, well over 4 games now. Ball pushed forward too far, even for Crystal Dunsby on that left side. South Korea will have a throw-in.
It doesn't come up, but that's the visual imprint that they want to see on that left side with Megan Rapinoe tucking in and Dunn getting around the outside. Early activation from Crystal Dunn, incredibly important. It's quiet in here for all these people.
Yeah. Here in the 9th minute, they're waiting for an early goal like they saw the first 6 games of the Women's World Cup.
Getting
first 12
greedy,
minutes,
huh?
right? First 12 minutes every game.
Yeah, expectations for
Except
this
for
team.
the final, yeah. Poorly taken on that side. South Korea gives it up deep in their territory. It's out for Dunn. Sauerbrunn. Dahlkemper right up the middle. This is Lavelle looking for her options, finding Sonnet right. Hughes in front of her. Bunched up, kind of close. Not much space. And South Korea is able to keep them pinned.
That's where they try to win it. Squeeze you against those sidelines.
Pino let that go for Dunn. Crystal Dunn, left side, end line. The cross coming, Lloyd up. High and wide. Carly Lloyd recently turned 37, but her goal numbers continue to go up.
And this is important for the U.S. with South Korea trying to squeeze them into the side. It's a quick change of point. They get done on that far side. A couple runners in the box. Lloyd unable to get over that one.
How about Carly, though, at age 37, goals in the 3 consecutive games, as we said, victory tour. With a club team, 5 goals in the last 5 games. Helped Sky Blue to some nice wins and draws towards the end of the season.
Remarkable, isn't it?
At 37, I think, yeah. Chong Sel-gi moving it ahead. She looks for the return. Look at the speed. Dahlkemper, she had the good angle, too, to catch up as Harris pings it ahead. Taken down. Moonmi-Ra lost it. Ertz on the go. It is 4 on 5 at the moment. Lloyd has runners with her. Lays it off to the left of Rapinoe. Corner, U.S. Here is one of the areas where South Korea struggled at that World Cup. Not picking up the markers. Late runs in the box. Rapinoe's ready. Far side of the stadium. Hear that one, but it did not find the target. Lloyd was the closest one to it. Rapinoe was able to tag that FIFA Player of the Year on the Golden Ball and the Golden Boot. She doesn't want to put 2019 in the rearview mirror. This was a sensational year for Megan Rapinoe.
And the year of the hair for her.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Different color,
Yeah.
right? Different shade.
Different shades.
Different shade.
That is
shade.
right, yeah.
Shade.
And the year of her celebration. Let's hope we see one tonight.
Few trying to trap that one. Sonnet helps. Nice pullback. But then lost it in the end. Good job on the sideline by the talented Ji So-yoon. Plays for Chelsea. He's another player on this team, Cho So-hyun, who plays for West Ham. 3 players on this roster play outside of South Korea. Everyone else plays domestically. Hyundai Steel Red Angels is the dominant team. Several players play for them. They've won 6 straight titles. They're in first place this current season.
I think for South Korea to continue to improve, they have to get more players playing outside of their domestic league.
Pushed wide. Rapinoe. Runners going forward, including Lloyd in the center of that box. Laid off to Dunn. Timing was off, but a corner is conceded as it was cleared up by Ji So-hyun. And Rapinoe's going to take another. It's taken short. Comes back to Rapinoe. Curling ball up. That was going forward. Should be a throw-in for South Korea. Great year for Rose Lavelle as well. Bronze ball winner. We remember a game where we thought she was not going to play maybe anymore. She said, it's my hamstring, seemed to be in pain. She played the next game and did well. She scared us. She scared us, but she played well. Yeah, the goal in the final was fantastic. Moonmi Ra lost it there. Ertz turning, facing the opposite way. Has help. Sees it over the shoulder, though. Off target, intended for Mal Pugh.
Just going back to Lavelle, I mean, you think about the match that they played against France where she really struggled and she disappeared, and to bounce back from that in a world event says a lot about the character and the confidence that she had, because we didn't see a lot of her touches against France.
Free kick. Rapinoe. Here's Lavelle looking for a better spot for this as Rapinoe gets ready to take it.
You've got Lavelle free at that back post, sitting off the line.
Rapinoe curling ball low, too low, nobody could get to it. Dahlkemper block. Ertz off the post, rebound, stop. Kim Min-jung holds on to it. Ertz scores most of her goals in the air. That time, almost had one off the right foot.
Rapinoe was initially looking just to hit her at that near post so she could flick on.
Close call off the woodwork, and now the U.S. pushes forward. Almost 15 minutes gone. Laid off on the left side. Rapinoe into the box. It's loose. Lloyd was going for it. Kang Chae-rim. She has help. Kim Hae-ri is with her. Pressure there from Dunn. Good job by Dunn, but it's still going to belong to South Korea.
Well, here's a look at the set piece. Megan Rapinoe's trying to find Julie Ertz so she can flick it on. Doesn't get it over that first defender. And the redirect by Abby Dahlkemper. And Lloyd might have been offside. Doesn't matter in the end. Ertz's shot pings off that far post.
We come back to a USA throw-in. Julie Ertz on the world best 11 team. She's the only one to play full 90s in all 3 Victory Tour games. From distance, that's blocked. Actually hit Lloyd.
And you'd think that she would play full 90 tonight. I mean, Chicago's one of the teams that actually has a bye in this last week of the NWSL as they head into playoffs, so they're going to want to stay 90-minute fit.
Yeah, congratulations to Chicago. They finished in 2nd place. Ball played long, and that's cut off. Sam Kerr, what, 18 goals this year?
But not on the world best 11? Explain that.
I can't. Some things are not explainable, especially when it comes to FIFA. Ha will push it back. Kim Hae-young. Lim Sun-ju. Halfway line gain as Lloyd goes in after it. From the outside, Kang Chae-rim. Will they get a corner? They will. She's only 21, Kang Chae-rim. She was the youngest player on the South Korean roster at that World Cup. And she's setting up to be possibly one of the targets here. Right by the near post. Lee Se-eun, one of 8 who plays for Hyundai Steel Red Angels, to take this. Curling ball in. Edge of the box. Recaptured by South Korea, and they'll push it to the middle. Simple play right back to goal. Kim Min-jung. Kim Hae-young, that's blocked. Lloyd, Dunn, Lavelle, return. Here's Crystal. Trying to go up high, looking for Pugh. Possession kept, it's done wide. Defended by Kim Hae-ri to the end line, tackled out. Should be a USA throw-in.
I'm just laughing. Dunn's up on the back line of the opposition, and Megan Rapinoe's in the left back slot. We know that's not her favorite position. Defensive discipline.
Ball was kept in play right by the goal line. Now it goes out. FS1's coverage of this international friendly sponsored by AT&T. Scoreless here, 19th minute. Closest anyone has come, Julie Ertz. Ding one off the goal post to the right side of Kim Min-jung, who clears this upfield. Moon Mi-ra. Jung Sel-gi. On the cut, curling ball way off target. Coming to you tonight from the home of the NFL's Carolina Panthers. For more on that angle, Alex Curry.
The Panthers have been very welcoming to USA. The players and Coach Rivera here tonight on the sidelines. They came out to USA's practice last night. Then Greg Olsen and Trey Boston surprised the players with personalized Panthers jerseys that said champs with the number 19 on the back, which was fun for Crystal Dunn and Trey Boston, who knew each other and went to school together at the University of North Carolina. And Crystal added that she's also excited to see all the Courage fans here tonight cheering them on.
Just wonder what Julie Ertz did with that jersey.
What do you think?
I wonder if she's taking it home.
Showed it to Zach.
No way.
Off that throw in. Ha on the ball, moving it ahead. That's cleared. Dahlkemper has to chase it back. Moon Mi-ra with speed, but it's cut off. Good angle from Sauerbrunn. Ashlyn Harris clearing it upfield. Picked off. Jung Sel-gi into the middle looking for Cho So-hyun. She couldn't get it. Lavelle can. Here's Rose. And that's should be a card, one would think.
Should be.
It's an international friendly. She's been given a break.
And it's a smart foul by Cho. She knows she's beat. That is so intelligent by Rose Lavelle, though. She cuts right across the recovery path of her, draws the foul. Her breakaway speed with the ball at her foot, so impressive.
Dunn launches that one. Lloyd looked like she touched it last. Should be a goal kick for Kim Min-jung. Just 23 years of age. Just a couple of games to go. Trying to break the all-time wins record held by the late, great Tony DeCicco. She's already coached the most games for this team. She seemed relaxed yesterday. Very
stressed.
relaxed. Said no second thoughts. That's what she said the last time. So she is sticking with that, even though she doesn't really know what the next part of the journey might be. She seems very comfortable. So that's good, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to have second thoughts.
No, I mean, you win 2 World Cups. It's the perfect time to bow out.
As Alexis said, drop the mic. And she did. Kim Hae-young. Holding there. Tried that long ball. Was well covered by the U.S. Dahl Kemper had good coverage. Now it's Sonnet on the ball.
It is, but it's a difficult ball for anyone to bring down. Moon Mira, the lone target up there.
Ooh, nice ball. Nice ball movement there from Moon Mira, but she couldn't get around Sauerbrunn. Lavelle into the middle. U.S. giving the ball away more than they normally do. Chung Jelgi down that left side. Right to Ashlyn Harris. Long distribution to Rapinoe. Done. Pressure. Kang Chae-rin. And into the seats it goes. USA throw-in. They wanted the ball back quickly. On that throw-in, the look was for Lloyd. Carly was picked off. Kim Min-jung wants her teammates to settle down a bit. It's Kim Hae-young on this ball.
Just watching the U.S.'s positioning and attack, JP, they're just too flat across their lines. There's not enough depth between them.
Here's the press. Oh, Kim Min-jung just got rid of that quickly. Had to. Rapinoe was there. In the middle it comes. South Korea keeping possession. Ha Eun-hae left it off. Wanted the return, doesn't get it. Instead, Ji So-young goes the opposite way. South Korea have numbers forward for one of the few times. Chang Kai-rim trying to shake free. Done. Good recovery. South Korea still has possession, though. And that one's too close to Harris.
Nice moment for Chae-rim on that far side, cutting back across Dunn's recovery, and then beats her again. Dunn stays with her ultimately. But that ball pinged out wide to Chae-rim by Ji. You see how talented Ji is for this Korean side.
Dunn finds this one upfield. Try to find the feet of Carly Lloyd. The U.S. not at their precision-like best with the passing.
Jill said yesterday when I spoke to her, you just don't know what we're going to get out of the side. These players are exhausted. It's been a long year. I mean, half of them aren't playing tonight because of injury, and the other half are beaten down and mentally worn out. It's so difficult. I mean, you want these victory tour games to celebrate, but so many times you're just waiting for the end of the season.
I'm sure a lot of these players are looking for an off-season break, and then they'll get started for what comes next. But some kind of a break from this, right? Because as Megan Rapinoe said, it's been a whirlwind. There's very little time to even think. You know, she's going to Milan for one award, coming back, training with teammates. Another game here.
And trying to push on in the playoffs. Seattle just qualified.
Yeah. Congrats to them. Foul was given.
Or the Reign. They're
Reign
now the
FC.
Reign, yes. Reign FC.
26th minute. This one's scoreless at the moment. U.S. coming off 2 shutout wins in late August, early September versus Portugal. Sonnet. Press by Chung Seo-gi. And now Moon Mira going forward after it. And Ji. They'll force it back to Ashlyn Harris. 23rd international appearance for Harris. U.S. under a little bit of pressure. Maybe they didn't expect, like you said, with a new coach coming in, and the fact that they haven't played since the summer. So you really don't know what you're going to get, even if they didn't have the new coach. So little time to train.
But the principles still apply, and I'm just going to watch even in the next build for the U.S. where they're going to try to expose South Korea. Thought it was going to be in those wide pockets. You pull their outside mids forward, and then you get in behind their midfield line. But those outside mids for Korea are doing a nice job of spying the outside backs and not going too soon, so that space doesn't seem to be there.
Kate Markgraf, general manager, U.S. women's national team. Who's the next head coach, Kate? Did she hear me? No. She's had to interview, I would guess, Allie, several candidates, several good candidates. And then you have follow-ups, etc. They want to get this right. You're replacing someone that's won 2 World Cups. So it's not a decision to be taken lightly, obviously. Sonnet. That'll be called. No, they're going to rule it a corner instead. Better for the U.S. 28th minute. 0's on the board. Pino's going to come over for another one. Pino, outswinger, cleared out at the last moment, not out of danger yet. Crystal Dunn got it in front. It's cleared out. Thought it was going to be a corner. No, it's going to be ruled a goal kick. Allie Long was after it. Kim Min Jung will send it long. Lloyd far from goal and taken out. Free kick, USA. Almost at the half-hour mark. Still without a goal. Here's Ertz on that short pass. That pass Moon Mira. Slipping it through, offside flag on Crystal Dunn. Here in the 30th minute, we go downstairs to Alex Curry.
I'm here with Panthers safety Trey Boston, who grew up with Crystal Dunn. You guys went to school together at UNC. She's now a World Cup champion. How special was that to see?
Oh, it's amazing. You're honestly, you're seeing friends become legends, and that's just amazing amongst itself.
And you got to spend some time with the players last night. You brought them personalized Panthers jersey. What was that like? Oh,
it was fun. Just something for, little our respect as the Panthers, giving them some jerseys with the champs on the back, just paying our due diligence, just having fun with them, being able to give them that, just honoring them.
And a little different look to your field here tonight, huh?
Yeah, different lines, but, I like the feel of it. It's time for us to get a team out here.
And the perfect way to share it with the champs.
Hey,
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us.
I appreciate you.
Trey's right. It would be a good time to get a team, and MLS is apparently interested. Charlotte is one of those cities, Allie, that was probably on the lower end, but with NFL ownership now part of this, they've moved up the ranks from what people are saying.
The real football here? Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
The real football?
Could be. Could be. Past the half-hour mark. Injured players off the field. Ji So-yoon appears to be okay. Short ball played. Now wide. Chung Sel-gi. South Korea playing with 10. Sel-gi's pass blocked. Cleared by Lavelle. Nice flick there on the turn. Cho couldn't get to it. And fouled in the process. Ji So-yoon wants back in. Waiting for the referee to approve of that.
That's twice on it, Cho So-hyun. Learning something over there in England, I think. Physical play.
Upfield, Ertz slipping by one. Couldn't get by the second. South Korea back to their full complement of 11 players. This is Ji on the ball. Good skill. 54 goals in her international career, most for South Korea. Both sides think it's theirs. Should be a South Korea throw-in.
I actually asked Emma Hayes about Ji So-yeon today, and she said one of the areas that she's improved the most since she's come to Chelsea is just her strength on the ball.
They just changed the call on the throw. U.S. will have it. Sonnet in the 33rd minute. U.S. struggling a little bit to find their rhythm in this game. Off Cho. Lavelle. She played herself out of a jam there. And now here's the U.S. going forward with Dunn. Long. Sauerbrunn. Dahlkemper. Another switch. Trying to stretch that South Korean defense. They're bending but not really breaking. Back by Dahlkemper. Up the middle. Ertz. Pugh. Had Lavelle gotten by and that ball gotten through, she was off to the races. Ha on that pass ahead. Moon Mi-ra. Kim Hae-young. Back for Ha. Kim. 5 in white for South Korea. The longer this stays at 0, more confident South Korea you would think would be.
They just look like a different team from the World Cup squad even. The confidence with which they're playing, and I think a lot of that comes from pressing up high on the pitch. They're winning it in more advanced areas, and like you said, they're the ones that are actually stopping the U.S. from getting any sense of a rhythm in this match. It's okay that U.S. might be off their game, but I give a lot of credit to South Korea and the way that they're defending and not allowing the U.S. to build. I think the U.S. is so dangerous when they get in behind the midfield of the opposition. They're not getting into those pockets often enough.
Crystal Dunn played it short. Return pass to her was picked off. Here's G. All up the middle. She had Moon Mi-ra open. South Korea just missing on these through balls.
A lot of it's transition moments.
We didn't see those transition moments in France from them.
No. That's because they were sitting back in their defensive third most of the time, and they didn't have an outlet that could hold the ball back to goal.
Moon Mi-ra was after that. She didn't get it, apparently. It was last touch by the USA. It's a throw-in for South Korea. They played in 3 World Cups. Their best ever was back in 2015 in Canada, where they lost in the round of 16 to France. Foul given there. U.S. will pick it up. Both of these teams, next thing they have to think about, Olympics, Olympic qualifying. South Korea have never been to the Olympics. They have a decent shot at it in this next round. Lavelle avoided that challenge from Kang Jae-rin. Rapinoe, left sideline with Dunn. Spinning away. There's 3 players after her. Last touched by South Korea. Corner, and Rapinoe played it in quickly. They're not going to allow that. Play was stopped. That's a play by Rapinoe to try to pull that off.
And they don't have the numerical advantage. The 3 Korean players against the 2 of the U.S., but that doesn't matter to Rapinoe. She spins that second defender. Feeling it.
Yep. Ready for another corner, far side of the stadium. Sent it low, near post, blocked. Ertz, Dunn, Sauerbrunn, Sonnet. Lavelle tucking it inside. Pugh, shot, save. It was off the fingertips of Kim Min-jung. Throw in U.S. And they get it in quickly. That was a tough angle, but a quality shot. Here's Dunn, looking, shooting, over the bar.
That last attack by the U.S. so strong, switching it to this near side. Lavelle heads up play with Pugh in the inside out run. Not a bad look. That is all feeling. She doesn't get her head up, knows exactly where the goal is and tries to rifle that one. So if it finds the far post and tucks in, great. If it finds a teammate, even better.
She may have hurt herself on the landing. Kim Min-jung is being treated now at the moment. That play worked so well because of the way they moved the ball around. What, 5 or 6 passes before Pugh got to it?
It was the recycle off of the set piece, right? So the way they're set up around that 18, just the quick ball movement. That's what you have to do against this team, because they've been quick with their pressure. Here it is. The ball cycles out, and these players know their spots on these dead ball situations. They know where their teammates should be. Just the no-look pass there by Sauerbrunn. Sonnet knows that Lavelle's going to be pulling wide, and then you get Lavelle going to work with her vision. And the right run by Mallory Pugh. That's a nice gap to exploit. That was on the 5th pass. You know, Pugh's been around, it seems like, forever, right? She's 21. She's one of the players that you think could benefit by a new coach, right? Because she's someone that on most teams in the world, she's a starter. Here, she's off the bench. She's got all the tools. Yeah. And sometimes if you're Mallory Pugh and you're sitting behind a Tobin Heath and Megan Rapinoe and Alex Morgan, you can lose your confidence, say, I don't know that I can do what those players can do on the ball. But I think Mallory Pugh's skill set allows her to take players 1v1 in open space, whereas a Tobin Heath wants to dance on it. Megan Rapinoe wants to dance on it. I think Pugh needs to stick with what she's good at and then layer in those other elements when she decides to tuck in.
What do you think is her best position?
Winger, without a doubt. But I think she needs to figure out how to ask questions of the opposition more often. I think she relies on that physical skill set instead of outthinking the opponent at times. And look, it's a fine line between, for someone like her, where you overthink situations and you become less confident, and like on that last one, when you don't think and you play your instincts. That balance has to be there for her, and I think she is one of the players that will benefit from a new coach coming in and perhaps breathing some confidence into her game.
Ball will belong to South Korea, but the U.S. have a player down, Julie Ertz. Trying to be a professional lip reader there.
Little shove in the back as she rises up by Ji So-yeon.
She was probably right what you're saying. Good for South Korea. They've played pretty well in this first half, and they've held the U.S. scoreless to this point, which is an achievement in and of itself. Chung Sel-gi's pass on this left side, no room for Cho. It's coming all the way back towards Harris. The CONCACAF Nations League will debut October 11th. FS1 USA facing Cuba in Washington, D.C. Coverage from Audi Field begins at 6:30 Eastern on FS1, or you can stream it live on the Fox Sports app. Got the wave going here in Charlotte. 41st minute. Zeros on the board. U.S. trying to reward this crowd with a goal. They've come close. Ertz was going for it. South Korea getting to it instead. The pass to the outside. Chung Sel-gi. Ha. Into the middle for Ji. And then it was lost there to Ali Long. Ball played back. The return too quick. Intercepted. Kang Chae-rae trying to bounce off Dunn. It's a Dunn throw-in the 42nd minute. Towards Lloyd. Shoulder to shoulder from Lin Sun-ju. Ruled another corner. Means Megan Rapinoe again.
And I'd like to see her just rifle this one right at Lloyd. She's got the height advantage. She's so good in the air.
Driven towards the middle. Cho got to that. Sauerbrunn. Rapinoe. Trying to drop it back. South Korea wins it and breaks out. Intercepted. Sauerbrunn. From distance, it's blocked. G coming the other way. Sauerbrunn's never scored for the U.S. 167
I felt
caps.
like the crowd was willing her to shoot.
Ertz dropping it back. Allie Long slipping it through to Lavelle. Rose going forward. Getting it wide, left side. Pugh on the opposite side, dropping it back, picked off. Lee So-eun. And South Korea will
That's a moment I'm talking about, Mallory Pugh. Take your player. You're in the 18. Draw the foul. Go at her. Be confident.
Cho on the ball. Coming up at halftime, sponsored by AT&T. Sarah, Heather, Alexi will have all of your first half highlights and analysis. Halftime moments away. We'll see about stoppage time. The Cho pass for G. G will hold it. In no hurry, we'll push it back. Kim Hae-young. Down this right flank. Two in the box. And the attempted cross goes out off the deflection. It's a South Korea throw-in. It's been a good matchup between Dunn and Kang Chae-rim on that side. G is on it. Lee So-eun. South Korea recovering. Looking for a good crack at goal. Ball slipped through. That's going to be cleared away by the U.S. Up for Lloyd. Trying to sneak by. Good recovery. Kim Hae-young pass to the outside. And now Cho in the middle. Almost at 45 minutes here. USA and South Korea are scoreless.
It looks like the U.S.'s wingers and Rapinoe and Pugh are actually sitting further back. And whether that's a product of Korea's possession and the way they're attacking or the U.S. just trying to conserve their legs. Be interesting to see how it continues to play out.
2 minutes added on here in stoppage time. Lee Sun-ju over the top. Kang Chae-rim. Good foot race back. Who touched it last? The goal kick.
Good balance of play from South Korea. Sometimes trying to play between the lines. That last look over the top. Here it is. Center back playing it over the top for Chae-rim. Stride for stride with Becky Sauerbrunn. Strong defensive recovery.
Turn by Lavelle. Then the cut. Oh, she's pulled down. Chung Sel-gi. Well, that's the second South Korean player that's been given a break. Normally those are yellow cards.
Crafty by Lavelle. Trying to split the two defenders.
Lavelle will leave it off. Or try to leave it off. Good job by Sonnet. U.S. trying to stay on side, and they were. And then Pugh is taken down. This is the last thing South Korea wants to do now. You've got this at 0-0 going in at halftime. You don't want to concede a free kick there.
It's the recovery effort from the left back that tangles up with Pugh. And you're right, there's a quick free kick that could be on to Emily Sonnet if Rapinoe plays it.
Rapinoe's taking her time. This could end up being the last kick of this first half. 3 in the wall, 10 yards back. Crowd is anticipating something here. A magical moment, maybe, from Rapinoe. Rapinoe curling it in, shot, and the U.S. is on the board. Allie Long.
It's all in the delivery. You've got free runners at that back post. Allie Long is one of them. She gets him behind her defender. And the ball arrives perfectly placed by Rapinoe in stride for Allie Long to open up and side foot that one. You'd have to say that Kim Min-jung can come off her line and try to compete for that. She gets stymied on it. Allie Long with the put away.
Her 8th international goal for Allie Long. Everyone's wondering where the time is going. I'm not sure what South Korea is arguing about.
Seems harsh on South Korea, though, after that half that they just played against the U.S. to go to concede right at halftime.
I don't know where the extra time came, but it came and it went. Allie Long with the game's only goal. So it's a 1-0 lead for the USA over South Korea here at halftime. Was Allie Long maybe offside? Is that what they're arguing about?
She is. She is, but we don't have VAR.
No, we don't.
Let it stand.
We don't. So, 1-0 is your scoreline. USA over South Korea. When we come back, Sarah, Heather, and Alexi will take you through a very busy halftime here in Charlotte.
This halftime show is brought to you by AT&T. Well, it took 45 minutes for the U.S. to find the back of the net, but here's the goal. Megan Rapinoe finds Allie Long, sends that to the back of the net, and the U.S. takes a 1-0 lead into the break against South Korea. Back here with Alexi Lawless and Heather O'Reilly. I'm Sarah Walsh here at Bank of America Stadium. Your takeaways from the first half of this one, Alexi?
Honestly, I mean, that's about as uninspired and sloppy as I've seen this team in a long time. It happens. I know it's a friendly, but you know what? You have built yourself, and you are the best team in the world. You're coming off of a World Cup. This is a tour to celebrate that. These people have paid good money to see you. You got to put on a show. They got another half to do it, but that first half, that is not going in a time capsule of how to play the game.
They just got that goal. Maybe that gets them going as they head into the locker room, and it starts a spark here, and we see some more of those. There was a big highlight, though, before the game started, and that was seeing Allie Krieger be honored for reaching 100 caps. What does that mean? As someone that's been there and has hit that mark.
Well, Allie's an incredible player, an incredible teammate. It's actually disappointing that she's not able to play in this match. She's a little injured, but to see her receive that honor for 100 games, to see her family, Ken, that's her dad, who was recently in a really tough car accident, be able to be there for this special moment, and her brother Kyle as well. I know that she worked really hard for it, and she deserves it.
I talked to her yesterday. She was on the bike. She is battling a knee injury. She said she wishes she could be out there playing, but she was so appreciative of the warm welcome she got here in Charlotte. There's going to be much more to come from Bank of America Stadium. We are back after the break here as the U.S. women are taking on South Korea. women scheduled right now. They are involved in the first of 2 matches against South Korea. The countries are squaring off again on Sunday in Chicago. The Americans also with 2 games scheduled for the month of November. They're going to be taking on Sweden and Costa Rica. It has been a relatively quiet start for the U.S. women tonight against South Korea. Ali Krieger being honored for notching her 100th cap. There's been a few chances, and they finally connected on one in the 45th minute. Rapinoe to Ali Long. JP and Ali back with a second half call after this.
FS1's coverage of this international friendly is sponsored by Volkswagen, the presenting partner of U.S. Soccer. 1-0. U.S. leading on a goal by Ali Long. The assist going to Megan Rapinoe. And we're going to see some changes. Kristen Press, we're told, is going to replace Ali Long. And Tuna Davidson is also going to be coming into the game. We'll see who she's going to be coming in for.
Well, if Press is coming in for Long, you'd presume that means Lloyd then drops back into midfield, and Press would spearhead that attack. And that's good. I think the U.S. needs to stretch the back line of South Korea if that is the case.
So different positioning, perhaps, maybe different ideas, fresh legs, all of that. Kristen Press has had a good year in 2019. Mentioned before, she and Dahlkemp are the only 2 that have played in all 20 games. And at the World Cup, she was very valuable and even had a very big goal towards the end.
Well, you asked the question, you know, who benefits with the new manager coming in? She could potentially be another one, besides a Mallory Pugh, that could look to push for a starting spot.
Lots to talk over. That first half, not like we're used to seeing from the U.S. team. Not the precision that we're used to. But I give South Korea a lot of credit for the way they played that first half. Let's see if they make any changes. I don't believe they are going to.
Well, I'll be curious because I know that a lot of their club coaches back in South Korea mandated that some of their players only play 120 minutes between the 2 matches. So they're going to have to manage minutes on that South Korean side, much like the U.S. is doing.
Mentioned before that the U.S. only have 6 available subs tonight because of injury, and 2 of them are backup goalkeepers. So we'll see how that plays out tonight. Waiting on the whistle to get the second half underway. We see no changes for South Korea. How do they respond after the goal by Ali Long, which may have been offside? They were arguing about that. G will push it back. South Korea in white, looking long. Kang Chae-rim able to bring it down on a bounce. Blocked. Cleared upfield by Davidson. Davidson's one of those players, a center back, possibly a left back. New coach may decide which spot is best. Foul given up there.
Either way, she's the future of that back line for the United States.
Would think so. The question would be, which position? 2 in the wall for the U.S. To hear the words of Ashlyn Harris instructing her teammates. Lee Se-eun could take it. So could G, number 10. G leaves it off. In too close to Ashlyn Harris from Lee Se-eun. Let's go downstairs and hear from Alex Curry. Alex.
Jill Ellis told me attacking-wise, there was not enough movement in the first half, and they became too static. So offensively, they need more penetration. Then defensively, she said they need to squeeze the space in front of their back line because they gave them too much space.
See how that plays out here in the second half, especially with the 2 changes made. The one with Press to help the offense. Press sitting on 49 international goals. Pino's pass blocked out. Throw in U.S. Davidson. Sauerbrunn, now Dahlkemper. Had Sonnet to the right, goes left instead, off Lavelle. Can Rapinoe catch up? She did her best, but lost it in the end. Throw in South Korea. It's a high boot. Some of these U.S. players will get a break because their teams are not playing this weekend in the NWSL. Saturday, Washington is at Orlando, but everyone else gets a breather until October 12th when they close out the regular season. Just announcing the substitutions here. Nice ovation for Kristen Press. Back in South Korea's half. It's going out for a throw-in for Rapinoe. Again, she wants it in quickly. Press is on the move. The cross. Late run, Lloyd off the crossbar. Normally she nails those. What a setup from Press. On a ball that was cut back, that was another problem area defensively for South Korea at the World Cup.
But the quick throw in from Rapinoe, I mean, she was almost at the bench when she took that.
That's more like we're used to seeing from the U.S., except the finish there from Lloyd. Pinged it off the crossbar. Kim Hae-ri, 20 in white for South Korea, getting it forward. Moon Mira. Kim into the middle. Lee. Now on the turn. No one free. Davidson jumping in, winning it. Getting it upfield. Fresh legs of Kristen Press on the chase. Forced that ball on. Look at Rapinoe, wants that quick throw in again.
Well, that's a look at the initial one by Rapinoe. Press gets in behind, and then the late run of Lloyd.
Picking up live action with Press. Turning. Squaring. Ertz. Forced that one wide. Lloyd. Across. That's denied. U.S. recovers rather well. Lloyd trying to slip it through. Was that a handball? Appeals for it. Instead, Kim Min-jung will put it back into play. 51st minute, a 1-0 lead for the USA on an alley long goal. The assist to Megan Rapinoe came off of a free kick, and really one of the last kicks of the first half. Off the head of Davidson, throw in South Korea. G is going to take it. Kim Hae-ri. No one open. G will try to pounce on it, gets to it. G's shot is quick and blocked. Sonnet moving it ahead. South Korea will get another quick recovery. G on it. 10 in white for South Korea. Going wide. Kim Hae-ri. Nice ball, slotting it through. Moon Mira, tackled away. Cleared upfield by Sauerbrunn. The flick by Rapinoe. Press. Try to get away. Nice cut inside. Terrific play. And a second move by Press. getting it forward. Pugh is on the run, and the flag is up after all that hard work and skill from Kristen Press.
So good by Kristen Press. The athleticism, the touch. First you get the flick by Megan Rapinoe. Good back-to-goal play by Press just to shimmy off of her defender, and then she beats the second one, the third one coming in. And Pugh was offside the whole time on that. She's looking down the line. That's just awareness you have to have. Better patience, and I think if she leaves that, then you can allow the ball to scoot through for that second late runner coming in. Press had two options. Really well done, though, by Press. That's the penetration. Jill Ellis wants to see the positive play.
U.S. back on the ball. Just a slim 1-0 lead here. And yet another giveaway. Cho. Turning away from the pressure of Lavelle.
She's so smart in her positioning. She pops off that midfield line, and the U.S. is having difficulty getting any sort of pressure in the center of the park.
Those two play well together and communicate well normally. Harris will push it short. Back for Harris. This one will bounce to Press. And now back to goal. Here in the 54th minute, just a 1-0 lead. November 7th, U.S. women versus Sweden, familiar rivals in the World Cup, and we expect, Allie, a new coach then. Possibly new players, possibly.
That's going to be a good one. And hopefully it'll be a new coach by then, right? It's a quick turnaround to the Olympics, and that's a really good opportunity for a new coach to come in and bring in new players and really try to implement a style of play that we're going to look forward to seeing. How important that is. I know Lexi really values that.
Style of play. Upfield, off target intended for Kim Hae-ri. We saw Sweden play some good games at that World Cup. Remember the game against Germany?
Yes.
That was one of the more fun games to do on one of the hottest days of our lives. High 90s, almost 100. And then the sun came through somewhere at the end. It was like an eclipse, remember?
How could I forget?
It was crazy, crazy. U.S. pushing it forward. And now it's going to go out of play. 55th minute, Allie Long's goal. The difference here. Back in the South Korean half to Kim Min-jung. This would be a huge step for their program if they are able to qualify next summer for the Olympics. Be another step in their development. Their youth teams have done pretty well, especially lately. Upfield it comes. Kun Chae-rim lost it there to Davidson. She just cleared it to safety. Throw in South Korea.
And I'd just be curious what this does for the search for the next coach for the South Korean side. I know In-sun is really the interim coach. They said she doesn't really have a shot at that head coaching job, but with a good performance tonight, I wonder if any of that changes.
We haven't seen a yellow tonight. We should have seen two. We'll see one now on G. And there was no arguing.
No, G just gives the ball away sloppy there. And that's a football tackle.
56th minute. Harris will put it back into play for the U.S. Well away from her goal. That's Hwang In-soon. She was a player on the 2003 World Cup team for South Korea. Kim Min-jung will hold. I think they're playing so well tonight that's why she hasn't made any changes, Allie. Because they've got 23 players. They're healthier than the U.S. coming into this game.
Yeah, I mean, that would make logical sense. But I think it also could be a situation where they also have to manage their minutes. It was mandated by the club coaches.
Long flight, too, to get here. Throw in for Davidson. They've got to play 2 games in the space of just a few days. They play Sunday in Chicago at Soldier Field. Cho under pressure. She cleared that off Davidson. Throw in South Korea. No one is up for South Korea either by the 4th official. We do have players in the sideline, but no one is even warming up. South Korea's ball and the free kick. She's going to leave it. Here's Lim Sungju. And that ball is lost out of play. It's a quick throw in. It looked like a quick throw in for Davidson. And for Press, who's had an impact since coming on as a second-half sub. Right at the start of the second half. Sauerbrunn goes back to Harris. Chung Seo-gi tried to intercept that, but the U.S. collects. Sonnet. Dahlkemper.
One of them has to step through that first line of pressure. It's too easy.
Davidson. Rapinoe. Cut off, and then hard challenge from Davidson.
I think a bit of frustration for Davidson. She's had some loose touches tonight. Comes in hard on Cho.
We'll see here in the playoffs for the NWSL with their Chicago Red Stars team.
I think of all the years in the NWSL, this is Chicago's best chance at vying for that championship.
Yeah, it's not just Sam Kerr, right? Alyssa Nair on that team. Ertz. Davidson.
Morgan Bryant had been playing better. I know she's injured tonight, but she's become a key piece for them.
Kim Min-jung. Off Cho. Ertz moving it. Lloyd. Taken away by G. Cho. Chung. Trying to go outside of Davidson. Chung Chae-rim. Well, Davidson didn't bite, but did concede the corner. Davidson, another one of those young, talented players, only 21. South Korea taking their time on this corner. Lee Se-eun. She's the captain of the Hyundai Steel Red Angels. Her last cap, 2011, so she's been out of the national team for a while. Lee Se-eun to the back post area. Second ball. And now it's finally cleared out. She heads it down calmly. Kim Hae-ri back to goal. Past the hour mark. Is this game closer than you might have thought coming in?
Without a doubt. And I think the U.S. looks flatter than I anticipated. I'm used to seeing them pick up the pace and press the game at moments. You've seen a couple surging runs by Megan Rapinoe defensively, but other than that, I think the U.S. looks exhausted.
Off the head of Lavelle. It's going to go out of play for South Korea.
And you can't blame them.
Nope. Couple more games to go for Jill Ellis. She's won 2 World Cups. Twice she's been Coach of the Year. What else can we say about Jill?
I think pushed on women's football tactically. I mean, she's one of the first coaches to flex her team in and out of different systems in a major championship and then come up victorious. I think that's an evolution that maybe won't get spoken about enough and needs a lot of credit. I mean, think back to when this team, she tried to play the 3-back, and when they got slaughtered by France.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of questions about whether she knew how to implement the right tactical system for this group of players. And then you flash forward.
She's gotten a lot of respect, too, from people outside of the sport, like Carolina Panthers yesterday. She went and visited the Miami Dolphins, I remember, before one of our other games. Word gets around, and who knows what her next job is going to be. Could she coach another national team? Who knows, right? Could she coach men? Does she want to be a head coach only? Would she be an assistant in MLS or with a men's national team? We'll find out. Answers to come, but I think she'll take a little bit of time away.
She better. She deserves it.
Rest, yeah. 63rd minute. U.S. with a 1-0 lead over South Korea. Kim Hae-young's pass will get the return. Let's stay with Jill. Alex Curry, what do you have on her?
Well, it's all starting to sink in for Jill Ellis that this chapter is coming to an end. And when she was asked about the advice she'd give to the next coach, she said, make sure you do it your way. Trust your instinct and take advantage of the tremendous resources you have. Lean on them and use them.
Back for Kim Min-jung. That's good advice, right? From Jill?
Yeah, I mean, she learned. I think, too, the tools that she had in her shed with this group of players, and yes, they're the most talented players in the world, but they're also strong personalities, and to be able to manage that, and like she said, to trust your instincts, that has got to be a challenge, because you know along the way in the locker room there are players that are going to be chirping, there are players that are going to step up and say, we don't like it this way, we want to do it that way, you're not utilizing my strengths. And that tests your character, that tests your conviction. And at the end of the day, players want someone to lead them, and you want to believe in that conviction. And that's massive with professional athletes like these beautiful specimens.
Lupino's pass ahead, and she'll get the return. Megan, end line, cuts on the right foot, crosses in, cleared out. Sauerbrunn. High upfield, leaving it off for Sonnet. South Korea is getting ready to make their first change. Lee Young-ju is going to be coming in for Lee Se-eun. Into the box. It's loose. Pounced on. And then Lloyd went down. Might have been Lee Se-eun's final touch there, that last play. Here's Lloyd. Wide. Well, why not have a go? Now we should see the change for South Korea.
Well, good pressure by Dahlkemper not to allow that hold-up play to occur on Mumira, and then that ball pops up. As you said, JP, Lloyd's going to have a go.
So Lee Se-eun comes out. And Lee Young-ju comes in. She played in one game at the Women's World Cup. Almost 70 minutes for her in that stint.
And with Se-eun coming out, I mean, she's a player that Yoon Duk-yeol did not include, and it was largely because he wanted physical presence in the center of the park. She's more of an elegant player. You saw it even on that last ball that was clipped up to Moon Mira.
Andy Sullivan is going to be coming into the game. She was one of those players just called into the squad because they had so many injuries. Andy's had a good year with the Washington Spirit. She was really one of the final cuts before the Women's World Cup roster was put to bed.
The difference between her rookie season, in the NWSL, to this year has been massive. And she's one of another player I think that can benefit from a managerial change.
We knew Roosevelt wasn't going to go 90 tonight. She went a hard 65 plus. Rose, another fan favorite. So Sullivan gets an opportunity here. She's the captain of the Washington Spirit, which is impressive considering she's only 23 and only in her second pro season that they would give her the seat. The U.S. scrambling back here to play it back to Harris. South Korea still on the chase. They're still just one goal down. the feet of Ashlyn Harris. Up for Ertz. The collapse on Julie. She slipped it through.
But it's too slow out of the back.
Rapinoe trying to poke it ahead. Press was trying to hold up that run, make sure she stayed onside. Kim Min-jung will slow things down. It's going to land by the South Korean bench. U.S. will have a throw in. Rapinoe got it in quickly. Press, no flag up. Press is in. Looking, shooting, save. Rebound. Lloyd couldn't get the shot off. Pugh still in the box, pushing it back out. U.S. have had so many close calls tonight. They could have had 4 goals, but they have 1.
And go figure, their greatest weapon is the quick throw by Rapinoe, or the long throw in this case. You can't be offside on a throw. Kristen Press shimmies off of her defender, gets in behind. She's been a bright spot in the second half. Here it is, Rapinoe's throw in behind the center back and the outside back. Now Press is in open space. She's trying to line up that right-footed shot.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that it was right off that throw, and so she could not have been off.
No, and Min-jung stood tall. She was patient.
That's where the quick throw-ins, you see a lot of professional teams fall asleep on those throughout the world.
Well, even in the World Cup.
Lloyd couldn't get through. Here's South Korea moving it forward. Mira makes the run upfield, but they don't spot her. Kang Chae-rim was calling for that ball for several seconds. Now gets it. Has Davidson to beat. Help is coming. Slipped through towards Moon Mira, but it's played back calmly to Harris. Good header from Rapinoe. Lloyd has Press and Pugh ahead to the feet of Press. Goalkeeper out late. Net's empty. Off the post. Press again. Looking, shooting, save. Press one more time. And the third time was not the charm. Looking for goal number 50 in her international career. That had everybody out of their seats, that whole sequence.
Was that the third post now?
Yes. Back to Kim Min-jung. She got a late start, so I felt she was going to get beaten there by Press. South Korea back. Kim Hae-ri. Lin Sun-ju. In a space, Moon Mira can't get to it. To the feet of Harris. 71st minute. A much closer scoreline than we would have predicted. Free kick is the difference in the game. Moon Mira stepping in and winning it. It's the U.S. with Del Kemper. Rapinoe, look at this ball. Long run for Pugh. The idea itself was fantastic, but tough pass to make over that distance.
Here's the last chance. You get Lloyd in behind the midfield. Really good vision to set up Press there in space. But use your left foot.
I just noticed that. I was going to say, trust your left foot, right?
Tries to keep it on it right, and that means it's going to fade away from goal. Get it on the left, fire it back across frame.
Ju cleared it off the line.
Really tight there. And good recovery ultimately by all the South Koreans.
Yeah, they didn't give up on it. 72nd minute. U.S. leading 1-0. Ali Long with the goal of record. Ali Long's 8th international goal. She has since been subbed out. Too long for G. South Korea, though, first on the ball. They won it back nicely. The Young Jews pass is short. She'll get the return. G slowing it down. Cho was trying to get free near the circle. It's played to the right instead. Kim Hae-ri. Halfway line. South Korea want to make another change. You see Lee So-dam getting last minute instruction. Kim Hae-ri, right sideline. Kang Chae-rim's pass was off target. Here's Ertz. Ertz will lay it off. Sonnet on the right. Because of injury, a lot of these U.S. players will end up playing 90 minutes tonight. Normally when there's 6 subs in these international friendlies, Jill Ellis will use them all.
Yeah, but you know who has a field jersey that's on the U.S. bench, right?
One of the goalkeepers.
Listen here. Must they put her in?
Ertz.
Where would you put her?
I don't know. You think it's going to happen? You think it's going to happen?
No, I don't.
Rapinoe trapped it. Did well to keep that in play. Kang Chae-rim right on her tight. And then tackled it out. There's another quick throw in. South Korea asleep again on those. Press shot right at goal. Beware of the quick throw in.
I mean, in the World Cup, France knew it was coming. They prepared for it, and they still suffered by it.
Player down is Kang Chae-rim. And so it's cleared out. We may see the sub. We will right now. Let's see who's coming out. Cho is coming out. Replaced by Lee So-dam, another one of those World Cup players. One World Cup player replacing another.
And it's too bad in the World Cup that we didn't get to see the interactions we've seen tonight between G and Cho. 2 incredibly talented players in the center of midfield.
Kim Min-jung is on it. 75th minute. Announcing attendance tonight here in Charlotte. Over 30. Over 30 coming out tonight in downtown Charlotte. The stadium is right downtown. On a bounce, flicked forward. Davidson, high upfield as the left back, leaving it. Rapinoe, tempting ball in. Just missed. Ha was over there defending against Pugh. The 2 number 2s. Mallory Pugh try to clear it. She'll end up with a corner. Try to cross it. South Korea's going to make another change. 22 in. Son Hwa-yoon will replace Kang Chae-rim. Might be either out of gas or a slight injury there on the last challenge when play was stopped. She has played well tonight. Really well.
And the player replacing her, Hwa-yoon, coming in, it was one of the ones that I loved going into the World Cup. She's one of those players that can stretch the opponent more. She's got good pace. She likes to run in behind. So it'll be interesting to see how she changes up what South Korea does on the right side.
Pino with authority. Go! Mallory Pugh makes it 2-0. Not the way most of her goals come.
And I think she looks surprised that that's how she finished. She's the one who earned this corner kick, and she's wide open, just sitting in the 6-yard box. Delivery rifled right in on her. And it's just a simple redirection. We said it before the game kicked off. South Korea is not fantastic at defending set pieces. Kim Min-jong stays on her line, and Mallory Pugh makes a meal of it.
She was one of the smallest players out there, maybe the smallest for the U.S.
Doesn't matter if no one's defending you.
South Korea missed her. We're hearing Rapinoe's going to be coming out for a curtain call for Jessica McDonald. This will be the ovation for Rapinoe. Her first game back in a USA jersey since that World Cup final, and she lasted some 77 minutes, and now it's Jessica McDonald's turn. Making her 12th international appearance is McDonald.
And 2 goals tonight for the U.S., both off of 2 Rapinoe deliveries. So you go back, JP, to when Jill Ellis opted to bring Rapinoe into that Olympics, the last Olympics that they had, and there was a lot of question marks around that decision. And one of the reasons Jill Ellis took her was because of her set-piece delivery.
2-0 lead for Jill Ellis and the USA in the 79th minute. South Korea is now going to make another change. So they went with their best group for the longest time, and now this will be their 4th change once they make it, once Kim So-eun comes in. And they're giving some players an opportunity to play their first international match, so that's good too from the South Korean standpoint. That last sub though hasn't happened yet. Foul on G. Kurtz slowly getting back up. FS1's coverage of this international friendly, sponsored by Allstate. You're in good hands with Allstate. And here's the other sub. Ha, number 2 will come out. Kim So-eun makes her international debut. And Ha's going to go off on the far side. One of the new laws of the game that was changed.
And it looks like that'll push Selgi into that left back spot. And So-eun will slide into the midfield.
U.S. on the ball, trying to close it out. We got 2 goals tonight, one by Long, one by Pugh. Julie Ertz. Somewhat dangerous on that ball played back, but the U.S. still has it. With about 10 minutes and stoppage time to go. Ertz. Davidson. You might see some more pressure now from the fresh legs of players like Sun Hwa-yeon, who wins it here. 2 goals in her international debut at the age of 19. Foul was called. Free kick, the U.S.
The ref's missing a few calls. Even that last one with Davidson, the jersey tug ultimately dispossessed because of it.
It's Sauerbrunn playing it short for Ertz. Julie will cut it back. Sonnet. Pugh. Back inside the circle. Dahlkemper for Davidson. Slipping it in. Trying to find press. And then was lost on that last touch on that right side by G.
Last 2 plays by Davidson, no, they haven't come off, but have been the right ideas. She's so positive in her approach and her actions. She glided past that first line of pressure on the initial one, on that last one, to open up and play that first-time ball into press. It's so good.
Sun lost it there. Jessica McDonald on the attack. Having another good season with the North Carolina Courage. It's McDonald. Here's Lloyd. Outside, Pugh. McDonald makes a run on the box. Pugh was stood up there. Ball went out over the line. I thought the assistant referee was indicating that there might have been a foul there. Let's see what they're doing.
Either way, it's better for Pugh.
They are going to bring it back for the foul. Pugh's goal coming in the 77th minute off the corner kick from Rapinoe. So the foul was given. It was the assistant referee, though, that flagged it. So Rapinoe has both assists on the goals tonight. Free kick outside the edge of the box. Press. Ball put in, headed down and over. So close for Carly Lloyd.
And it's actually more difficult to head this one down and miss than not. It's the right idea. You want to head it down, but just too snappy on it.
Her reaction is priceless because she knows those are ones she makes.
I think I read her lips too.
Yeah. Ball deflected out. The throw in for the U.S. in the 84th minute. Chicago is their next stop. And then 2 more games in November. One against Sweden. That's our game in Columbus. And then against Costa Rica in Jacksonville. And that will close out an amazing 2019. And they've lost once. And that was the first game against France.
Those last 2 games are going to feel like the start of 2020, though.
For sure. There'll be something different about those 2 games. They're not victory tour games. They're extra games, and could be the first 2 games under new leadership. Press in. McDonald. Shot. Right at goal. Well, a much better second half for the U.S. Only scored the 1 goal, but more opportunities than they had in the first.
And give a lot of credit to Kristen Press. Here she is, trying to get in behind. The ball doesn't get there, so she pulls off the back line. And then Jess McDonald with the counter movement. Press checking off, McDonald running in behind. Good combination between those 2.
South Korea back on the ball. They've still given a very good account of themselves tonight.
Completely different team than we saw in the World Cup. Yes, they have new players, but it's this different approach that makes this side look so different.
They're going to bring in another player, Chung Chong, who would be their 5th sub. She's walking towards the 4th official as we speak. In the 86th minute, she won't get much playing time. She's going to be replacing Moon Mira. Kim Min-jung will put it back into play in the closing minutes of this game. Held up now on this right side. Son making the run. It's going to be ruled a goal kick. And now we'll see the change for South Korea. Not their final one. They could still make 1 more. Moon Mira. A lot of work tonight from her, especially when she played up top as pretty much a lone forward. Chung Chong will replace her. 17th international appearance for Chung.
She plays attacking mid for club, and so it looks like she slides in there, and then G will go up top where Moon Mira was.
Kim Min-jung will send it forward. The U.S. just needs to kill this off. They don't need more goals now.
Yeah, but it's the victory tour.
I know.
You got to push on.
They will, but they don't have to. Davidson, that's headed out. Unless something changes, this would be their 5th straight shutout and well over 500 minutes without giving up a goal. Last time they gave up a goal to England in the semifinal when Ellen White scored in the 19th minute. Jennifer Son blasted away by Sauerbrunn. Kim Min-jung is after it. CONCACAF Nations League, USA men's side taking on Cuba October 11th, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can watch it on FS1. In front of over 30,000 tonight. U.S. leading South Korea by a 2-0 score. South Korea will have another throw-in. Nice turnout tonight. They had over 45,000 in Philadelphia that set a record for a U.S. women's national team friendly. Pass ahead from G is blocked. Davidson, a bump there, shoulder to shoulder. Chung lost it there. Ertz getting it ahead. A bump there inside the circle. Recovered. Moved ahead by South Korea. Kim is on it. Left sideline. Help coming. Lee Young-joo. Try to cut it back. Blocked, but the flag is up. Offside, South Korea. USA chance here in the 90th minute. We'll see about stoppage time. That's the interim head coach, Kwang In-soon. I would say on short notice. Job well done.
Yeah.
Be a throw-in coming up here for South Korea. Waiting for the signal on stoppage time from the 4th official. We invite you to stay tuned. We'll have our post-game show on digital coming up. Get some post-game thoughts and reaction. 4 minutes added on here in stoppage time, and a whistle for that foul. To that first minute of stoppage time. It's a free kick for South Korea. Lim Sun-ju. Back to goalkeeper Kim Min-jung. South Korea want to make another change. Get another sub up by the 4th official, Park Ye-yoon. Again, they're trying to give players their first cap. Out for a throw-in. Olympics right around the corner. They'll start prepping for that soon as they get a new head coach. But the biggest thing we can tell you, roster goes from 23 to 18.
And you got to think about some of the injury concerns they've had with Tobin Heath, Bertha Pepino. You've got some older players. What does that do for Carly Lloyd, for Becky Sauerbrunn in the back line? I think we can consider where this team will go when we know who that manager is going to be and what style they want to play. Murmurings around Vlatko Andonovski being one of the last candidates in that. I would not be surprised if he got named, considering what he's done with the Reign this year. Under the circumstances they've had, I mean, they've had so many players go down to injury. The way he shifted his team tactically, where teams don't know what they're going to expect week in and week out from him. but he doesn't have international experience. And how much is that valued by Kate Markgraf, by U.S. Soccer? It's a big question.
Meanwhile, Park replaced G as the last sub for South Korea. When you think about going from 23 to 18, that means if you just don't bring in any new players, you have to cut 5 from a team that just won you a World Cup. That's tough enough in and of itself to do that.
And I know U.S. Soccer is going to have an ID camp in December, so they're going to be looking to bring other players in that haven't been a part of this fold, players that hadn't played in 14 days with this squad. So you're going to bring in new faces and cut down.
It's going to be interesting, right? It's going to be different. Long distance shot. Right at Harris. That one had some power to it, though, from Kim. Making her international debut at the age of 31.
Never too late.
Nope.
Well, for you it might be.
As a player, sure. Sure.
Not as a DJ, though.
How did you know I wanted to be a DJ?
I listened.
That was years ago. All the way back to Harris. Final minute of stoppage time. U.S. still with a bit of a low score, a lower score than anyone expected. 2-0 over South Korea. Part of that might be a reflection on how the U.S. played tonight, but part of it, South Korea did a very good job, especially in the first half. Lee is on the ball, playing it back. Kim Hae-ri. Lee Young-ju. Just seconds left in this. Lee Young-ju, one more touch. Back deeper, it's McDonald on the pressure. The long ball fails. Davidson lost it there. Into the middle it comes. Park laid it off. Kim Soon the shot. That was their best chance right at the end. Can't be much left. Charles waiting for probably the last kick of the game. And then she'll be in the record books yet again with this victory. That was it. So Jill Ellis has become the winningest coach in U.S. national team history with her 106th win, breaking the record that she shared with the late, great Tony DiCicco. So congratulations to Jill Ellis, Allie, and another job well done.
Incredible statement by Jill Ellis, what she's been able to do with this team.
Goal scorers tonight, Allie Long. In stoppage time of the first half, Megan Rapinoe had the assist there. Then Mallory Pugh with a terrific header in the 77th minute. Megan Rapinoe had the assist there. Mallory Pugh's 18th goal internationally. That'll do it for us. We have U.S. versus Sweden on November 7th on FS1. We hope you'll join us then. Join us on our digital show coming up. Sarah, Heather, Alexi, Alex, Allie, and myself will give you some bonus coverage. Thanks for joining us tonight from Charlotte, North Carolina.